All right, so we're going to be looking at section 3.4, measures of position. The first one is a vocabulary term. It says the blank represents the number of standard deviations an observation is from the mean. The z-score, that was one of the first ones we looked at in the text. That's how many standard deviations you are above or below the mean. I've got another fill in the blank. Blank divides the data set into fourths. So that would be quartiles. So it's like quarters, 4 quarters. And number 3, we have supposed babies born after gestation period of 32 to 35 weeks have a mean of 2,600 grams and a standard deviation of 600 grams, while babies born after gestation period of 40 weeks have a mean of 3,100 grams and a standard deviation of 475 grams. If a 33-week gestation period baby weighs 2,300 grams and a 40-week gestation baby weighs 2,800 grams, we're going to find the corresponding z-scores. We want to know which baby weighs less relative to the gestation period. So using the data here, we have a mean and a standard deviation for 32 to 35 weeks. Let me minimize this and bring up paper. So we want to find the z-scores. So if a baby 33 weeks, so that's going to be in this time frame, has a weight of 2,300. So the z-score is the data value minus the mean. It could be mean or sample mean divided by the standard deviation. And so we have a weight of 2,300. We're going to subtract the mean for that category, which is 2,600. And we're going to divide by the standard deviation of 600. So that will give us the z-score of the gestation period between 32 to 35. And then it says a 40-week baby had 28. So the second z-score, we had 2,800 was a data value. The mean for 40-week was 3,100 grams. 3,100. And the standard deviation was 475. Okay, so we're just going to compute these two numbers. I'm going to use the calculator. I'll just use the basic one. I don't have the other one open yet. So I'm going to do the 23 minus the 26. Now that's just going to give me a negative 300, but do that. I'm going to divide by 600. It's going to give me a negative 0.5. So this z-score is negative 0.5. And then the other one, we have 2,800 minus 3,100. So again, it's going to give me a negative 300. And then we're going to divide by 475. It gives me a negative, it says round to 2 decimal places, negative 0.63. So based on these numbers, this baby would be further away from the mean since it's a bigger value. This one would be a 0.5, would be closer to the mean. So we want to know which baby weighs relatively less. Select the correct. So out of these answer choices, so if I get a little bit more of this, I can shrink this a little bit. Okay. So the baby in week 33 weighs less. Since its z-score is blank, is larger than the z-score of, so the 33-week baby weighs relatively less since its z-score is smaller. The 40-week baby weighs less. So I think it's going to be D. 40-week baby weighs less. Its z-score is larger. I guess it should say smaller, since we're dealing with negative numbers. So the 40-week baby is less, since its z-score negative 0.63. It's smaller than the z-score of negative 0.5 for the baby in the 33-week.